In today's matchup, we are looking at two legends who take to the skies to gain an advantage, whether it's to release a barrage of missiles, to unleash a black hole, or simply to reposition. For this episode of the Ultimate Apex Legends 1v1 guide, we're looking at Valk vs Horizon to see who truly is the master of flight. Before we get into it, let's take a look at the current legends that we've graded in the 1v1 guide. Coming in at S tier, we have Gibraltar. He's currently the only legend that we've graded that received an S tier. In the A tier, we have both Bangalore and Mirage, and then in the B tier, we have Bloodhound. Don't forget, these grades are completely based on how these legends would fare in a 1v1 situation, not in the entirety of Apex Legends. Let's take a look at the matchup at hand, Valk vs Horizon. Both of these legends share a lot of similar characteristics in terms of using flight to gain an advantage, whether it's in position or to set up other abilities. However, when it's all said and done, only one of these legends would prevail. Let's break it down. Valk is the newest legend in Apex Legends. She was introduced in Season 9 and quickly became a fan favorite and a highly picked champion. Her skill set makes her extremely useful in the BR game mode, as her skill set makes her arguably the best champion in the game in terms of rotation and reposition. Her ultimate allows her and her teammates to take flight and reposition to a completely different spot on the map. This is extremely useful in the Battle Royale game mode. However, in a 1v1 scenario, this skill wouldn't be used too often. The arena mode maps are much smaller, so the ultimate wouldn't be too useful. However, there would be some occasions where using the ultimate early on to gain a positional advantage could come in handy. However, Valk's passive and tactical abilities are where she would truly shine in a 1v1 situation. Using Valk's passive to escape danger and get to a spot where the enemy can't reach you quite as easily would give you valuable time to recharge your shields and heal up as needed. Paired with Valk's tactical, which is arguably one of the strongest skills in the entire game, Valk is not only able to escape danger, but initiate fights or finish fights very easily. Valk's tactical is basically like a faster arc star with a much larger radius. It's almost like an ultimate ability, but with a much lower cooldown, and landing the tactical almost guarantees that you can win that fight. Because of how strong Valk's passive and tactical abilities are, she receives an A grade for 1v1s. The only reason she's not an S grade is because her ultimate ability is mostly useless in a 1v1 situation. Now, let's take a look at Horizon. Horizon, like Valk, has two skills that would be mostly useful in a 1v1 situation, and another skill that wouldn't help out as much. Horizon was also a fan favorite until recently, when her tactical ability was nerfed, making her a much lower pick champion. Starting with Horizon's passive, this is the one skill that wouldn't be too useful in a 1v1 situation. Being able to land softly without any movement speed hits is useful in the BR game mode when more frequently you're jumping from taller buildings or mountains for reposition's sake. In a 1v1 situation on the much smaller arena maps, this wouldn't happen too often, so her passive is mostly useless in these situations. Horizon's tactical ability is kind of like a weaker version of Valk's passive. It can be used well for gaining high ground or repositioning, but it's not as versatile as Valk's passive. Also, because of the ascent speed reduction in the recent nerf, Horizon's tactical is not as strong as it used to be. Horizon's ultimate ability, however, is arguably one of the strongest skills in the game and would be extremely useful in a 1v1 situation. The only drawback would be because of how long the cooldown timer is, you would really only get one shot per round to use the ultimate ability. And if you were to miss with the ultimate ability, you're pretty much left with an almost useless set of skills for a 1v1. If you do land the ultimate ability, however, it would almost guarantee victory for that round. Overall, because Horizon's passive ability isn't too useful, her tactical ability is not that great, however, her ultimate ability is very strong, I'm going to give her a B grade for 1v1 situations. So, who would win? Valk vs Horizon. I think when it's all said and done, Valk would take this matchup 6-3. Horizon would be able to steal a couple rounds because her ultimate is so strong. However, Valk's passive and tactical abilities would prove to just be too much to handle. What do you guys think? Who would win? Who do you want to see next on the Ultimate Apex Legends 1v1 guide?